The Merchant Navy class, originally known as the 21C1 class, later known as Bullied Pacifics, also colloquially as spam cans, were designed for the Southern Railway by Oliver Bullied. The first members of the class were constructed during World War II, and the last 10 locomotives in 1949, a total of 30 in all. The following video is about 4 of those mighty machines in a class that saw the last days of steam on Britain's railways. The first of the class featured is 21C3 Royal Mail, named after the Royal Mail Shipping Company. 21C3 was the third of the class to enter service in September 1941, and was the holder of the class speed record of 105 miles per hour, or 168 kilometers per hour. Royal Mail was rebuilt in 1959. 21C3 was the class holder of a speed record and the last authenticated 100 miles per hour plus on British railways by a steam locomotive. 21C3 was withdrawn July 1967, and sent for scrap to Cashmore's, Newport. The second of the class featured is 21C5, Canadian Pacific, which entered service in December 1941. After nationalisation 21C5 was renumbered 35005, and rebuilt in 1959, it was withdrawn in 1965. Painted in British Railways experimental blue livery between 2000 to 2001, and now based at the Midhants Railway. In 2025 it completed an overhaul at Eastleigh Locomotive Works and is back in service as of March 2025. 21C5 Canadian Pacific was one of 11 Merchant Navy class to be preserved. After a major overhaul, the Loco has returned to the Midhants Railway, also known as the Watercress Line, with post-nationalisation British Railways number 35005. The third of the class featured is 35021 New Zealand Line, named after the shipping company of the same name. New Zealand Line was the 21st of the class to enter service in the post-war period, and was one of the last 10 to be built between 1948 and 1949. It frequently hauled the all-Pullman Bournemouth Belle. The Loco was rebuilt in 1956, and withdrawn in August 1965. The 35021 New Zealand Line was withdrawn from service in August 1965, and later that same year was sent to Birds Limited, Swansea, for scrapping. The fourth of the class featured is 35025 Brockleback Line, named after the shipping company of the same name. Brockleback Line was the 25th of the class to enter service in the post-war period. It was amongst the last 10 to be built between 1948 and 1949, and was withdrawn from service in 1964. 35025 Brockleback line was one of the last 10 to be built, and one of 11 to be preserved. It was withdrawn from service in September 1964, having survived 20 years at Woodham's scrapyard until 1984. It is now in the care of Southern Locomotives Limited. Currently the locomotive is being restored at the Swanage Railway. C6 seen here as 35006, Peninsula and Oriental Steam Navigation Company. The Loco was withdrawn in August 1964, sent for scrap and rescued in 1983. It is now operational on the Gloucestershire-Warwickshire Railway. 21C9 later 35009 Shore Saville. The Loco was withdrawn in July 1964, sent for scrap and rescued sometime in 1984. After years of no progress, the Loco as of 2019 is with Riley and Sons of Haywood for restoration to mainline standard. 21C10 later 35010 Blue Star. The Loco was withdrawn in September 1966, scrapped in 1967, bought by the British Engineman Steam Preservation Society, without tender. The Loco is now awaiting restoration at the Colne Valley Railway. 21C11 later 35011 General Steam Navigation was withdrawn and scrapped in 1966. It was rescued from the scrapyard in 1983. The owners of the Loco hope to have a running chassis by 2026, and the boiler back on the frames by 2031. The Loco is at the Swindon and Cricklade Railway. The aim is for it to be unrebuilt. 21C18 later 35018 British India Line was withdrawn and scrapped in 1964. However, it was rescued in 1979, although restoration did not begin until 2012. The Loco ran again under its own steam on the main line in May 2017. 35022 Holland America Line was withdrawn and scrapped in 1966. In 1983 it was bought by the Southern Steam Trust and moved to Swanage. Sadly, restoration never started, and as of 2025 it is now owned by the Royal Scot Locomotive and General Trust. It is stored at Crewe awaiting restoration to mainline condition. 35027 Port Line was withdrawn September 1966 and scrapped in 1967. It was rescued in 1982. Initially the Loco went to Swindon. After restoration it ran on the Bluebell and Swanage Heritage lines. In 2005 a new owner moved it to Southall, and then to Bury where it awaits an overhaul to mainline standard. 35028 Clan Line was withdrawn July 1967. It avoided the scrapyard as it was bought by the Merchant Navy Locomotive Preservation Society from British Railways. In the 1990s, Clan Line was chosen to haul the Belmond British Pullman. In December 2018, it hauled the British Royal Train. As of January 2024, Clan Line is based at Stewart's Lane TMD, Battersea. 35029 Ellerman Lines was withdrawn September 1966. And scrapped in 1967, it was rescued in 1974, and owes its preservation in the National Collection not to its technical or historical significance but due to the decision that the then new National Railway Museum should have a sectioned steam locomotive for educational purposes. Thank you for watching. This channel is self-funded and is not monetized. It relies on your likes and subscriptions to grow.